Good morning everybody and welcome to a 24-hour reading vlog. I'm really excited for today. I don't have a lot going on. It is currently 8:30. I got up at 6 this morning, fed my dogs, let them out, and then I started reading around 6:30 and I actually finished. I only had 50 pages left of The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle Jensen, so I finished this. I'm giving it 4 stars. It's a fantasy romance. She trained her whole life with all of her sisters for one of them to marry the king of the rival kingdom and take him down, and she ended up being chosen and falls in love with him instead, and it was really good. I do think the romance was way too slow burn though, and I was getting annoyed, and the end conflict was definitely miscommunication. Like, she just didn't tell him something, and that really ruined a lot of things. So I'm giving this 4 to 5 stars, more like a 4.5. I really did enjoy it though. I just really wanted more romance in here than there was, because you knew they were falling for each other but nothing actually happened between them until like 250 pages in, and this is a 340 page book. So I finished the first 50 pages of this morning, so technically I've already read 1 book. And then she just got mad I put that next to her. Miss Lily's right here with me. I'm just gonna be cuddling with the dogs all day. Then I ended up I read 50 pages of this, and then I read a little bit more now, so I'm on page 85. I read 50 pages and then I went and showered and got ready for the day. This one's really good. It does have a bit of a serious tone to it, so I'm gonna tell you the serious nature of this because I feel like it's really important, you know, going into this what it's about, because it was revealed like 60 pages in. Our main character, she has to take care of her half-sister's baby. Her half-sister like said, oh hey, I'm like here to visit with my baby, and then she like left on an errand and then never came back. So she has she's like fostering her. She has like temporary custody of this child, and she is a YouTuber, but there's like 3 or 4 people in her family who have died of ALS, and she is currently terrified she has it, and they've all died by the time they're 30, including her mother and her sister, and she has currently lost feeling in her hands, and she keeps on like Googling the symptoms, and she knows like it's like loss of nerve feeling of certain things and like clumsiness, and so she thinks she's gonna die within the next couple years, and she refuses to get tested because there's no way to really test ALS, is what she said. That it's just like you count out everything else, and so then you know you have ALS. So this is very serious right now with that aspect, but she's getting help from the hot neighbor next door, Aiden, who is a neighbor next door. That means the same thing, but he is a lawyer and he's helping her out a lot, and so it's really good so far. I'm enjoying it, but I also have 2 books I want to read today, and I don't know what order I want to read them in. The first one, I want to read The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. This one's fantasy. This one's pretty long. I shouldn't choose long books for this. It's only 400 pages, but this is a fantasy that I've been really wanting to read. And then I also have The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite. I would love to read this. It is a historical romance. This one is a little over 300 pages. 320 pages, so this one I've been meaning to read for a while. I also have about an hour left of my audiobook of How to Fail at Flirting, which is a romance, kind of like Forbidden Office romance. She works at a college and he is part of a strategy team coming in to like figure out what departments to cut at the college, and they met before they realized that they were working kind of close together. So she definitely was in an abusive relationship before, and that's really affecting her relationship now, how she views herself in a relationship and how she reacts around men. But it's really good. I only have an hour left. I'll definitely finish that today. The only things I have to do today, I have my hair cut at 1:15. My hair is getting long for me, so I want to get a little bit cut off. I guess it doesn't look that long in the viewfinder, but I'm gonna be on this couch with my really adorable dogs. We have Darcy here. I love her so much. And then we have Lily. So I will be reading some more and update you guys as I read. I'm really enjoying this. It's really cute. Abby Jimenez always has a little bit of a serious tone to her books, so they're good. So I'm excited to read more. Hey guys, so I am up here right now. My sister got home from work this morning. She is a night shift nurse, so she is currently sleeping, so I didn't want to wake her up, so I came up here to chat with you a little bit. But I am now 260 pages into this book, so I have 90 pages left. It is 10:45 in the morning, and I'm definitely gonna get this done before I eat lunch, and it's good so far. It's definitely much more on the women's fiction-y side. Like, it's all about their relationship, but like literally we are 250 pages in and they've just had like their first actual kiss. So it's very, very slow burn, and she's adamant like she doesn't want to date anybody. She thinks she's gonna die soon, and he's respecting her wishes because she's like, I don't want to date anybody. But then she gets mad that she doesn't think he likes her, but then everyone keeps on telling her like, he's obviously obsessed with you. And so like that was kind of annoying because like she was like, he could never like me, he's never made a move, he doesn't see me like that, we're just friends, he could never like me. And he's like, I was literally just like respecting your boundaries. So I think that was pretty annoying, but it's good. It's just like a lot of it's about her and her family. Her dad's a hoarder and he's dealing with a lot of grief from losing his daughter and his wife, just like our main character is losing her mother and her sister, and her other sister, whose daughter is Grace, who she's looking after, is a drug addict. And then her brother is just like not serious about anything. He went to college but he refuses to get a job now, and so it's good, but I feel like I'm not loving it as much as the other two books were definitely much more romance heavy than this. I mean, like the romance is finally picking up, but like all the rest of this was about her and her family, him trying to come to terms with his family and like not being so in control of everything, I guess. And it's fine, and like she's a YouTuber, which is fine. We don't get actually a lot of her actually like filming, so I think that's interesting. She can't really, she's like a travel vlogger, but she can't travel right now, so I think it would have been nice to see a little bit more of that than like, though we just got a scene of her with another like super huge famous person, and that just felt like too much, and then her other videos felt like too little, so I would have like a medium of like her actually just like filming a video. So it's fine so far. We'll see if I finish it. But Natasha, my friend, Book Diva on Instagram, just messaged me that she got me the sweetest gift for finishing my master's. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Natasha. I love you so much and you're the sweetest. You didn't have to get me anything whatsoever, but that was such a nice surprise. So you are the best. Thank you so much. But that is my update so far. I'm going to finish reading this and then I'll probably try to jump into this. I don't even know if I can finish this today and start this, but that's my goal, is to at least try to get to this and finish this. But I'm definitely going to finish my audiobook today, but I don't know what I want to jump into after that, because I'll finish it early in my walk because I only have an hour of the audio to listen to it at 3 times speed. So I don't know what I want to read. I do have, okay, so I have Amaya Banks, historical. I do have Visions of Heat by Nalini Singh, which is book 2 in the Side Changeling series, which I haven't read yet. So I also have Valerie Bowman, I don't remember her name, historical romance that Lisa recommended on Hoopla. So I don't know what I want to do. We'll see. I have some time to figure it out. Oh, that's so nice though. Underneath the audiobook now it says how long it is. It didn't say that before. That's really nice. Okay, but I'm gonna go finish this, have some lunch, and then start this before I have to go get my hair cut. Hi guys, so it is 12 o'clock and I was gonna talk to you downstairs, but I have a lot to say, so I came up here because I'm gonna be here a while. So I finished Life's Too Short. This has like a 4.6 rating on Goodreads right now. Everybody who's been reading it loves it, and I'm conflicted because I know people didn't love her first book, because I'm gonna go into spoilers here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a spoiler thing here because I can't talk about this without spoiling it. And so her first book, our main character, it believes she's infertile, and the reason why a lot of people didn't like the book and why I took a star off is because at the end she ended up being able to have a baby, and I feel like we need a lot more books where it's okay to not have kids, and some people can't have kids and that's completely fine. And like our main character had come to terms with that, and then it was like, oh, she got pregnant and she was so happy, and I'm pretty sure in this book they showed her and she had like 4 kids, and it's just like, I really wish that she would have left her infertile, because that was what the whole book was about, was her not being able to be in a relationship because she was worried about the guys that she was with about not having babies. And the big problem with the guy that was a love interest was he wanted a giant family, and she felt like she couldn't give that to him, and they had to like work through that and show that they could have a successful relationship because of that. But then she did get pregnant, and then it like kind of defeated all the growth that was made in the book. In this book, I don't, it's not out yet, so I don't want to give spoilers. All I will say is I will allude to the fact that the same thing happens in here with the ALS. That's all I want to say, because I feel like I can't give spoilers because this comes out, maybe I'll post this video then after the 6th. So this book comes out on Tuesday. I know I'm putting this video up next week, so I feel like once the book is out, that's fine. So I'll probably put this up then later next week. I was enjoying the romance. It definitely felt more like Nicholas Sparksy kind of book, because she was dealing with thinking she's gonna die soon and not wanting to be with him, and then like something was revealed and he got really upset, and of course they break up. But then like the whole thing happened where the epilogue discussed what happens plot-wise in the first book, and I'm just like, why? We had all of this just inner turmoil, conflict, emotional distress happening in this entire book for it to be kind of taken away at the end. And I'm just like, why did we go through all this growth and this emotional journey and them finally coming to terms and accepting each other for that to happen? It just made me really, really frustrated. Not that I like wanted it to, I don't want to spoil anything. I didn't want this specific thing to happen to her, but the entire book was her thinking it was, just like the first book where she was positive she was infertile and at the end she wasn't. And in this one you can infer what happens, and so I was just frustrated. Why did she do it again? Just like the growth is for nothing, I feel like. And it was super emotional. I did start tearing up at one point, but I do also kind of wish we had more of the baby, and I feel like the baby didn't even really have that much of a personality and wasn't really there most of the time, and I feel like she was a huge part of their lives. So I wanted a little bit more of Grace in the actual book, but this was a lot more about our heroine's like emotional journey with her family, with her diagnosis that she was refusing to even get diagnosed and see a doctor about, and then her falling in love with someone and she thinks she's gonna die within a year. So it was very emotional, and it's one of those really heart-wrenching romances like Nicholas Sparks does, where like someone always thinks they're gonna die or someone does die. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I don't even know what to rate it. Do I rate it 4 stars? Did I love it? I don't know if I really loved it. It was just like okay, because I didn't love the romance. Like sure, it was really heartbreaking and so good, but like it didn't really come into play until like 200 pages in. So it was a really another like really slow burn romance, and I didn't love it. I love book 2, and this really doesn't hold a candle to book 2. Also, it was pretty much fade to black. Like you knew what they were doing, but like nothing was actually like on page that much, which surprised me because I don't think that's how it was for the first 2 books either. So I don't know. Also, this book cover, it takes place in winter during Christmas, which also had me a little annoyed because this is an April release. It's releasing in spring. It's got a nice yellow, fun, fluffy cover, and it takes place in November and December mostly. So that was kind of annoying. I was like, oh, he's talking about spending Christmas with his parents. Oh, they're going to spend Christmas with his parents. Like, so keep that in mind going into this. It's just like my favorite souvenir by Vi Keelan and Penelope Ward. I think they wrote that together. That one takes place at like a ski resort, and it's like hot pink cover. So I kind of would rather know going in what it was going to be about seasonal wise, because like I don't feel like reading a Christmas romance right now. Maybe they did that on purpose to not like market it as a niche romance, because people usually don't read Christmas romance in the middle of April. I at least usually don't. Some people read them all year round, but I don't. So I don't know. I just like don't know what to feel about this book, and I'm really sad because I thought I would really love it. But I also don't think this says anything about, okay, it doesn't say anything about ALS on the back either. It just says her mother and sister never saw at the age of 30 and Vanessa doesn't want to take anything for granted. That's all this says. This one is a lot heavier than what the synopsis makes it out to be, what the cover makes it out to be. All these illustrated covers, like I would never know this is about someone who's like adamant that she's gonna die by the time she's 30 because she has ALS. It just says that both of her parents died. And I know reading like The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn, like that's a very real fear people have. If they have a lot of people close to them, or even just like a parent that was close with them die before a certain age, they're like adamant that they're gonna die by that age. I think my mom said that she knew someone like that growing up, where his dad died before a certain age, so he was like just like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen to me too. It's just this like internalized fear, I guess, or like you just are for sure it's gonna happen, because that's what happened in the Viscount Love Me. He was like adamant that he was gonna die early because his dad did, and his dad died from a bee sting. It wasn't anything hereditary like in this one. It is, but her mom died in a car crash in this one, but her mom did have ALS. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, having these covers and not telling us that that's what this is about, is that okay? And like, this is a lot more emotional than what I want to read from like a fun rom-com, but that's how the first 2 books in the series were too anyway, so maybe you should just know the author going in. I don't know, but that's how I feel. I've been already rambling for way too long, but I'm probably, oh, I want to show you. I did get my pre-order of Wild Woman and the Blues by Denny Bryce. This one sounds so good. It's about the jazz age, I guess, and it's Black main characters, and I think there should be a romance. I've seen this as like a historical romance, but in the jazz age, so 1925. Oh, and then it flips back to 2015. Oh, okay, so it says that she's a film student in 2015, and she is at the bedside of 110-year-old Henri Dalcourt, and I think she like gets her story. So I don't know, I don't want to compare this to the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I think it has that same similar kind of setup to that. I'm really excited to read this. So I think I'm gonna read the last 50 pages I have of Push Out, which is my nonfiction book I've been reading for the month. I have to finish it today, so I only have 50 pages left, so I might read that now before I have to go get my hair cut, and then I'll listen to the rest of my audiobook, and then I'll start the N.K. Jemisin book. I don't know if I'll get to my Olivia Waite book or not. I probably won't today, because that N.K. Jemisin book is like 400 pages long, so we'll see. Hey guys, so it is now 3:30 and I just got back from strolling the puppies, and Lily's back on the couch with me. But I got my hair cut and always have to put it up afterwards because I never know how to style my hair. They diffuse it, but because they brush it so much, it just gets all like poofy and gross. So my hair's up. I did get a cut. I wish I got it cut a little bit shorter. I said I wanted it right below my collarbone, and she went like an inch below my collarbone. She was a little longer than I wanted it, but that's okay. It's fine. And then I came home and strolled my dogs. So I did finish How to Fail at Flirting, and I really ended up enjoying this. I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. The romance was really fun, and a lot more serious though, because she does have to deal with an abusive ex-boyfriend who does come back into the picture. So be aware of that going into this book. But I really liked their romance and how much they ended up really liking each other, and how they were just kind of like awkward together. It was just really adorable. So I would definitely recommend picking this up. I'm glad I finished this. I also finished Push Out, which is that nonfiction, and I enjoyed it. I do think a lot of it was spent talking about girls already in juvenile facilities. I thought it was mostly going to be talking about girls in school, like as a general teacher myself, and so I wish we had even more of that in here than as opposed to like the education girls get in the juvenile system, because that's not something that I personally am a part of. So it's interesting to learn about, but there's nothing I can like apply to my own teaching. But I definitely could with the other chapters that were involved in here about like dress code and dealing with like the zero tolerance policy, and how that's really hurting, and how we're pushing girls out of school. That's why it was called Push Out. I'm glad I picked this up as my nonfiction for March, but I officially finished this too. So really, I've already finished 4 things. I've only completely read 1 thing. I read 50 pages of The Bridge Kingdom, 50 pages of my Push Out, which is nonfiction, and then I finished up my audiobook of How to Fail at Flirting. So 4 things already. I'm gonna start this, The 100,000 Kingdoms, and I also started The Footman and I by Valerie Bowman, and I started this when I was walking the dogs, and this one is really fun so far. So our hero decides he wants to get married, but he doesn't want someone to marry him for his money, because he's already been heartbroken before by someone who chose someone else over him who was higher titled. I think he's an earl, or gonna be an earl, and so he's heartbroken over that, but he wants to get married, and so he doesn't want anybody to marry him for his money. So he decides to pose as a footman at this party his friend's throwing for debutantes that are new to society, and so he's posing as a footman, and then all his friends decide to bet each other that they couldn't be servants for the night. So all of his friends now are acting as servants. So I think that's what the whole series is about, like all the friends falling for people, but he's our hero as a footman, and he's already met her and like helping her take her trunks inside, because it's for a party that's like a house party, so they all like stay there for a while attending this party. So that's fun. It's really cute so far, so I'm excited to read more of that. But I'm really excited for this because I know that I think Mina I don't remember if she's read this one, but she's been devouring N.K. Jemisin lately and loving it. And I know Riley just read this. Riley also just posted her 24-hour reading vlog today, which I think is funny because this is the day I'm filming it, so I watched that during lunch. Lacey also posted her Julia Quinn guide, which I'm really excited to watch. She read all, well, not her guide. She reviewed all 30 something of Julia Quinn's books. I think it's in the 30s, it might be in the 20s. I haven't gotten to watch too much of that yet because I've been trying to read, but I'm excited to watch that. She read all of Julia Quinn's backlist, so it's gonna be a fun video to watch. But I'm gonna go ahead and read more of this. Riley enjoyed this, I don't know if I said that. And I know Mina has been loving this author. And I think Ashley from the Bookish Realm read this and liked it because I saw her Goodreads review. But I'm excited to get into this. Loving the hair. Hello everybody. It is 5:38 and my sister ran out and got some Greek Express for dinner and it was delicious. We haven't had that in a while, so I was very excited to have that. The French fries are the best, but I'm about 100 pages into this, and it took me about 60 pages to really like get what was happening, because like a lot of things are introduced and I'm like, who are these people? Now I understand there's like these gods, but they're like servants to them, and so she is kind of like interacting with them. I'm like talking with them, and that's really all I want to say. But I understand now like their role. She's there overseeing a couple countries, but she's only been there for like 2 days. I thought there was supposed to be some kind of like competition with her cousins. I don't know, but we're 100 pages in. I'm sorry, I'm 90 pages in, and I just like am getting into it. So we'll see how this ends up going. Hey guys, so it is 9 o'clock and I've only made it 200 pages into this, The 100,000 Kingdoms. The beginning took me a lot longer to get through than it normally would, like for Life's Too Short. It was a contemporary romance, so I was reading it like really quickly, but this one, it's taking me a while to get through. Miss Lily is so tired. She is. She's right behind the camera. Look how cute she is. And it's good. I mean, it's really interesting, and there's a lot of like complexity behind the history of things happening in like politics and all of this secrecy coming out and like what's happened to her mom. And so there's not too much romance so far. Like I'm pretty sure I know who it's going to be between, and there's like an attraction there, but nothing really has happened yet. So I'm probably gonna try to read like 100 more pages tonight, but I won't be finishing this. There's no way I'm gonna finish 200 pages tonight. It's already 9 o'clock. I fall asleep around like 10:30 every night, so it's probably not gonna happen, but we'll see. But I will maybe update you one more time tomorrow. I probably should in the morning, and I'll let you know my thoughts on everything I've read. And yeah, I've read, this is my 5th book today, even though I really officially read through 2. If I hadn't read the other stuff, I probably could have finished this entire book today, but I wanted to finish those other 2 books I was reading, so I will update you tomorrow morning. Hey guys, so I'm here. It is Thursday. I have my shorter hair. Like I told you, I like the length. It's just like, it's gonna grow out and like really quickly, so I would have liked it a little shorter, but my new haircut. I'm here to wrap up this reading vlog. I didn't read a lot more of the 100,000 Kingdoms last night. I read about 50 pages and then I fell asleep, so I'm 150 pages into that book. I have Miss Lily here with me, if you can see her tail. She's so cute. We're gonna go to my parents' house today, so she's excited. But that's really what I have. I have been listening to The Footman and I, and I'm halfway through that now, and it's really, really cute. She actually hates him in real life. She's never met him as the Earl, but he's like in charge of a bill that she's really passionately against, and so she's like, oh, I hate him so much, and like she's gonna meet him, but she's already like falling for him as a footman, so it's really cute. I would definitely recommend it. And I do want to say, I did talk about this in a couple live shows, but I'm not a fan of TikTok, but I decided to join because apparently Candy Steiner's TikTok went viral, and like her book is now #1 bestseller in sports romances. And so TikTok apparently sells books, and I want to promote my favorite books and add some more diverse books to TikTok. So I already did one TikTok where I just did hyped books from TikTok, and I did my favorite age gap romances, but now I'm about to do my favorite spicy novellas, and I'm doing mostly diverse romances so that we can add a little bit more newer and better books to TikTok. So if you want to follow me, it's down below, and I'm interested to see how this TikTok journey is gonna go for me. I was thinking of doing a video on it. If you want a video of like my journey of joining TikTok, let me know, because I'm not really into watching it and I don't really want to watch any TikTok, but I want to give people some like actually good romance recommendations from today, not 2015 like Penelope Douglas, which I did put in my first TikTok because apparently those books are popular, so why not give people what they want? But follow me down there and we'll see how this journey goes. I'm not excited for it, but publishers think TikTok's the only thing that can sell books, so why not join in? But this is my 24-hour reading vlog. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if you've read any of these, and what your thoughts are, and how you enjoyed this video. That's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.